You're listening to Pointing Pointers, the Point to Point podcast. Good evening and welcome to episode 2 of Pointing Pointers. Sam, I'm going to keep my head really still and just look at the camera because I noticed on episode 1 that I look like a meerkat. And I have been accused of that lots of times in my life. But I'm just going to try and not do it so much. How are you?
Good, thank you very much. You also look like you've now got no body.
Yeah, I'm wearing a roll neck. I've actually just got in from riding and I changed my top half. But I just look like, I know what you're saying, just a floating head.
Yeah, it looks quite good actually. But at least I've got less chins today because I've got the phone more above me, so that's also good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I was hoping you'd sort that out for this week. Sam, a huge day in your life. They say not to meet your idols, but I have to say it did seem to go very well.
Yeah, it was nice, to get a little spot on Nick Luck Daily. Yeah, it was very nice of him to have us on. Well, have me on anyway. He did actually know who you were, so I had to explain the situation. So it was good. No, it was good.
Well, to be fair, Sam, why would he know who I was?
He actually didn't know who I was either, so that's even worse.
Of course he did. Did you not say, look, mate, I came second in a Fox Hunters?
Yeah, no.
I'm the guy that got chinned on the line by the girl that had misplaced her collarbone. Do you not remember me?
Have you ever watched that?
Yeah, only 48 times when I stayed at your house the other night. Sam was forcing me with my eyes with matchsticks like that, just repeatedly playing it, crying. Anyway. So, very grateful to Nick Luck. We've had a nice little plug on the Nick Luck Daily, which you remind me a bit of Jerry Colon, really, you do. Just stalking around, 3 or 4 of us, being me, Mike, Johnny and James, for, arriving in the 4th season and just sort of getting up on the line. Nightmare. I've been listening to Nick Luck Daily, basically every day since it's been on. And you just get the call up. Outrageous.
Sorry, it was good. We had to do our part, didn't we?
It was very good of him to have us, and well done, you did a good job. Even if you did say that I was the more serious one. I've never been accused of that before. So coming up in a jam-packed show, we have a lot to look forward to, including an interview with Sean Bowen, some video content of our trip to Badbury Rings, Sam, which was great fun, and a chat with John Mathias from Redmills, our very kind sponsors. So I'm looking forward to all that. Right, let's jump straight into it and join Ben and Sam, that's me and him, on the road to Badbury Rings. Anyway, we're about an hour away from Badbury Rings, which is very exciting. We are going down to see the second point-to-point meeting of the season. There's been a few cancellations, which is a shame. Next week's also off further up north. Where is it next week? It's been cancelled.
Forstlass?
Yeah, that's not north, is it?
No, that's Wales, mate.
That's west.
Your geography's not great, is it?
Yeah, luckily, otherwise we wouldn't have agreed to drive 5 hours down to Badbury Rings on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, and you've got lost already.
Well, yeah. We were trying to work out how to use the camera and we turned off at an inappropriate time. Anyway, to business, Sam. We've got a good day of racing ahead. We're hoping to back some winners. Although Sam reckons he can't find his wallet, and I've got to lend him the money for the winners, which isn't a great start.
That's good. I like that. Good way of doing it.
Well, they do take chip
Can't
these
lose.
days.
I might do, yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Hill, thank you very much.
We are going to take a very quick spin through the card, and then on the way home, we're going to have a little natter about what we saw.
Yeah.
So the first race will be won by Chief Hopper in blinkers from the front. Discuss.
4-year-old, had 6 starts already. Absolute butcher. Do you know what I mean? So tell us a bit more about Chief Hopper and your connection.
Well, we've put together a little syndicate of great people from South Shropshire area. Good friend of mine. 6-time winning jockey, Neil Gittins, trains.
More than most?
Yeah. How many winners did you ride, Sam, out of interest?
Oh, not to be disclosed. About 135.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Better than Johnny.
More than 6. Yeah, definitely more than Johnny. Yeah.
That's the key.
That's the
That's
key.
my key metric.
Yeah.
And I should probably stop hammering him now because he's got no way of replying. Although I did ask him to watch last week's episode and he said no. So, he deserves what he gets really at this point. What do you fancy? The Westerner of Tom and Gina's apparently goes quite well.
Yes, it looks nice. There's a few videos on social media of him schooling yesterday, which he looked quite smart. Jack on board, but they're on the way down here now. So no, that they have obviously maybe Poste's horse, limo horse to take on. They got off to a good start last week.
And there's the Ed Walker horse up the inner. Is it
Down
down?
here, you could go up or down, whichever you want. But down here, there's got some nice form in Ireland, so that's always wants to be respected. Yeah. And obviously Tim Vaughan's got an ex-French national horse.
Well, it's good, isn't it? And it's competitive. That's what we want.
Well, I hope so. Find out.
Well, it won't be. My lad will win by 20 lengths.
Job.
Yeah.
Pointless.
We'll give them all a lead.
May as well bring them all now.
Catch it. Yeah, well, I've tried that. I've already tried.
Told not to bother.
Yeah, I said, look, yours better be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look, serious note, this little partnership we've got with this horse, everyone's coming down, travelling hours and hours, picnics, gin and tonics, flying left, right and centre. It's all for fun, isn't it? And that's what we're doing, it's providing great crap. I've had a mission down to yours, nice dinner out last night with some of your crazy friends. And and on we press.
So
right.
you don't run out of tonic?
Yeah, well, exactly. I've actually brought gin and no tonic, so we could be in for a shoe in here.
But you got lemons.
Lemons, importantly for Gloucester services.
Oh.
These aren't just any old lemons.
They're lovely. Yeah, I saw the receipt. No, gold plated.
What
Next
else?
race, the grassroots race. Yeah. So again, some of these are double entered later on in the conditions race, but there's a few nice horses. Moratorium, Myles Osbourne.
Oh yeah,
got some form. He
Yeah.
does quite well. Chris Barber's horse, one-upmanship's always got to be respected. So and that looks like it could be a bit of a race as well.
Here's a little interesting. Well, I hope it's interesting question for you.
You're about to say it. So,
so Chris, not Chris Barber, the Northern Chris. I can't remember his Dawson.
Yeah,
Chris Dawson.
Good friend of yours.
Was ribbing, ribbing me recently because I suggested that travelling a horse the night before would give you like a 1% edge because the point I'm making is, Myles Osbourne's horse down here, Chris Barber, if you're schlepping a horse from the Midlands or further up north down here on the day to run in the 12:30 and it's been stood on its legs going around the 48 roundabouts we've gone round, do you not think it makes a difference?
Then they're also going to be in a new place overnight, and they might not be as settled. Left here, mate, and it might not be as settled as they would be in their own place.
Yeah,
so that could be a longer time for them to be unsettled and coming down in the morning.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, there's probably an argument for both cases. It depends on the horse, I think. What was your view?
Well, yeah, it depends. It depends on the horse, doesn't it? I suppose. I just always think that there might be a bit of a home advantage for like Chris Barber, Badbury Rings. Although my geography is so bad, for all I know, he could be down in Cornwall, and this is the.
We didn't think it was in Devon, and he didn't think it was.
Apparently, I said it was in Devon on the podcast.
Yeah, he did. So it was Bradbury.
Yeah, a horse is on the card that you think we should be having a look at.
Well,
I think Moratorium will win that, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah. Next,
a few euros on that.
Yeah.
The mixed opens competitive. We actually just tried to ring an old trainer, retired trainer, Joe O'Shea.
Yeah, didn't pick up.
So that's quite upsetting. He was going to, get a little bit on the podcast. He likes it. It was very popular with you last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, he wouldn't. If he'd known you were in the car, they would have hung up.
Yeah, he would. You're right.
Yeah.
He goes down in the mixed open.
Yeah,
which should be like it could be a competitive little race. The North might turn up. Paloma Blues entered. So it's decent.
We've talked about it before, but there is something good about there being minimal races on a weekend. I know people disagree, and I understand why. But like around Easter, where there's like 6 meetings on the weekend or whatever, and everything gets split up. This is the only place we're pointing in this weekend. everyone's going who wants to run one because it's the only place that's running.
Yeah, you don't want
You
to
end
flood
up
it.
with, we end up with an open with 5 or 6 good horses in it.
Exactly. I can't agree more. Like, the less racing, really. I know people don't like the sound of it. The more competitive it's going to be if we can get the balance right. The powers that be, which they're working on it.
Have you applied for the job yet?
Not yet. I'm still in deliberation whether it's a good right thing for me to do or not.
Do you need me to write the form for you?
Yeah, you're probably better at admin. You're quite a successful man.
I just don't know if you could read all right. That was all.
I can read it all right. Yeah.
Fine. It's been mean that. So, any other horses on the card you want to talk about?
Wagner's quite interesting.
James King.
Yeah. It's nice to hopefully James can come down here. Obviously, he didn't do very well in our poll last week, did he?
No.
People think that
I
Johnny
nearly texted me about that, and then I thought it maybe seemed a bit harsh.
Johnny Bailey seems to have got more chance to win the title than James King, according to our poll.
Yeah, I think we're all watching different television sets, personally. It's going to come down to the ammunition, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the thing, we believe that Tom and Gina have got plenty of 94-year-olds to run. If a lot of them go in, Jack's going to be pitching it, isn't he? And obviously they've got a lot of good horses for all the races. Biddick's got a fair army to go to war with.
He will have, but Biddick's going to be so busy with his own horses at home now. He's got a big yard. How often he's going to be able to get out and help other people and get the rides? I don't know.
Am I right in thinking?
Straight on here, mate.
Thanks. Cheers. Am I right in thinking that James King didn't quite have the same run at the end of last season with Luke Price's horses?
Yeah, no, that kind of put the mockers
probably
on
ground related, perhaps.
Yeah. So even if the ground drives up, his runners up from kind of March onwards, doesn't he? So if he can get them going, then he's definitely going to have a chance. He'll still be in the running, I'm sure, by that point, because he's got a lot of connections. Max Comley, who he rides for.
Marathon Max, as we call him in the trade.
Yeah.
Big lad, actually. I met him.
Classic Comley.
Tall, isn't he?
Tall, yeah. Tall, nearly as tall as you.
Yeah, nearly, yeah. And that's why I was impressed when I met him.
And he's got about 30 in, so he's got a lovely setup in the car.
Has he?
Yeah, lovely setup. Might nip down and do a bit of video with him.
Yeah.
He's just down the road
Should
the shop.
Yeah. Just concentrate on some of your more important pastimes.
Yeah, get a bit more dedicated to the cause.
Nothing. Right, Sam. Dunsmore last week. Plenty of competitive racing. Let's talk through it.
Yeah, so the first winner there was Posters and the limo horse Disco Davis. Zach gave it a brilliant ride. Displaying his talents once again. Nice, quiet rider, Zach is, and rode this horse with plenty of confidence. One going away with it. Quite an easy ride.
Zach Attack 89.
Yeah, Zach Attack 89. Get up. So that was a nice start for them.
Yeah.
Callum Pritchard, someone who has been really impressive last season. Obviously winning the leading men's novice last year. He's had a few winners for Hobbs and Johnson White.
Yeah.
He's a very talented rider and a very nice lad. So a nice winner for Josh Newman. Longshanks. We've already discussed Joe O'Shea's winner. Shouldn't say that, should I? Hannah Roach's winner. Sorry, Joe's retired. But I understand Joe was there. Hugh Edwards, best jockey in the country. Outrode the best jockey in the country, Will Biddick. So it's proofs in the pudding, really. Yeah, it was a quite tight finish from what I understand.
Class is temporary, form is forever.
That's the one. Natalie Parker, rode a winner for her sister Laura, who they train at home. Laura and Ben Jones train horses. They won the mixed open.
Nice.
Nikki Shepherd, no dice on the restricted. So nice. Few trainers obviously travelling a bit to.
Yeah, like we were just saying.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to have the racing on and people coming from all over the country to have runners, which is good. So Nikki Shepherd got a good start with Myla Herbert on board. And then normal service resumes. Alan Hill, trainer winner of the maiden. Learned a lot. There's he on.
400th winner.
Yeah.
That is a big point that we need to talk about. We'll maybe come to that in a minute.
Yeah, this takes a lot of doing, and Alan's a very, very old teamer. Alan, Lonnie, Joe's big part in it.
Let's talk about it now, Sam.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
massive part.
Yeah, it's an amazing feat, really, to train 400. I was speaking to someone during the week, and they were saying their favourite episode to date was the Alan Hill episode. So we definitely need to get back on.
Very interesting man.
Yeah,
Talks a lot of sense.
Yes,
a lot more than myself.
Yeah,
and actually a lot more than his son. Yeah,
he's like Pointing's John Gosden, isn't he?
Yes, very dry sense of humour.
older statesman.
Yeah.
You could say not old, not well,
You said
well,
it.
older statesman.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Been around the block. Knows the crack. Wise.
He's at 1,355 runners and 400 winners, and that's a 29% strike rate.
Class.
Huh?
Here's the point I made on the pod, either with Lorne or Alan. Their runners to placed horse ratio is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Winners is obviously still very high.
So obviously they've got a horse running today.
Yeah.
I think if it's going to run Kingston Blount.
Yes, in the 4 and 5 year old maiden.
Interesting. They've named a horse Kingston Blount. It must be a good one.
It must be a good
That's
one.
a hint in itself.
Yes. Yeah.
So
It's like Gordon Elliott naming one Calentra. Or
that's it.
Yeah.
Well, John Joe named one Jack Norris Castle. Wait till that one comes out.
Yeah.
But no, it's great, and it's great for the whole family. Joe's obviously a big part of it now, but he's still schooling, and that I saw him the other day.
Yeah.
Still got it.
Yeah.
What a man.
Big fella, actually. He's another big fella. Max Comley. Maybe we should arrange a
Big fella podcast.
It's too abstract for a Sunday morning, isn't it? I was just thinking maybe we could arrange like a
big fella.
When they toss the caber in Scotland between Joe Hill and Max Comley and me. And Jack Andrews. Anyone over 6'2" involved in pointing. All right, to be honest, Alan Hill would just win, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure what this game is from Scotland. Probably not.
Toss the caber.
Never.
Just toss a big lob.
Do what?
Just throw it
Where are you throwing it at?
as far as you can. We digress.
But I don't think the tallness really matters about that.
No, it's just big lads.
More strength.
Big lads. Yeah, but
Joe would win that because you three,
yeah.
Max Comley, you like sticks.
Uh,
Hey, Joe's strong.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. A diversion, Sam, you could say. A diversion from the real point,
Yes.
which was that Alan Hill has trained 400 winners. Congratulations to him.
Very
well done.
Well done.
So, yeah, we can't be any more than half an hour away now from Badbury Rings, and we're very excited. Hopefully we will see you.
We missed the turn, by the way. You want to go left and turn back on yourself.
Are you joking?
No, down there.
You'll see later on that some of my predictions did come true. But what do you want to say about our trip?
No, it was very enjoyable. First and foremost, there was a lot of compliments about the ground while I was there. A lot of the lads riding said they hadn't ridden on ground in that area for a long time that was as nice as that. So all credit must go to the team at Badbury Rings. They obviously did a great job. They were rewarded with some really good competitive racing. So everyone I spoke to had a great day. The weather wasn't as kind as it could be, but it wasn't horrendous. And we saw some nice winners. We're going to speak to a couple of them later on from our film down there. James King, Myles Osbourne. So hopefully, that'll be good. And yeah, a couple of nice winners. Hannah Roach has got off to a flying start. 2 winners over the first 2 seasons, with the lorry driver Joe O'Shea in tow. I see.
Sorry. I know.
Did you speak to him?
No.
Oh, yeah, didn't think you would have.
Wasn't keen to make eye contact with me. Joe, if you're listening, call me, baby.
The time leader, very impressive. He actually put away a good field, and he looks to have some good targets this year, and hopefully he can go on to bigger and better things. And obviously the first race, the 4 and 5 year old maiden, was good with 3 nice horses coming to the fore in the end from Brad's horse that's had a couple of tries last year, obviously strengthened up over the summer. I think she now goes to Tattersalls at Cheltenham to the sale, so good luck to him.
Having landed the tip of the year, which no one was able to place a bet on because this has been published post race, we caught up with Myles Osbourne, the winning trainer of Moratorium.
So there'll be a lot of people watching the podcast that don't always think that I get things right, Sam, but Sam's behind the camera at this point, Myles. I'm with Myles Osbourne, who's just won on Moratorium, who I said on the way down would win. So there we go. You gave him a lovely ride, and he did the job for you.
Yeah, no, he's been a brilliant horse for us. I think that's his 6th race he's won now. He's been 2nd and 3rd round Cheltenham, running the Fox Hunters. I mean, he's just been such a great horse to us. I think bar the Fox Hunters, I don't think he's ever been out the 4 for us in about 15 runs.
Yeah,
so
good service. Sometimes you need a good horse like that to put you on the map. And you're a young man starting out, new business, doing some pre-training for Fergal O'Brien and a few others.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got probably half the yard is pre-trainers, half is point to pointers, and I do it my other half, Celine. And there's massive team effort between a pair of us and then a couple of people that ride out. And something like an old horse like him, he proper puts you out on the map and taking you to those big races and running well. So.
Well, congratulations. And you're in Ben Pauling's old place in Bolton on the Water?
Yeah, so in Ben's old yard, just got a barn there. We've got 16 stables there, and we've got a few stables down the road. So we're always pretty much full up. Always got about 20 in.
Amazing.
And yeah, it's really good, really good.
Well, thank you for landing the tip that I put up that no one can back because we've already put the podcast out. Thank you, Myles.
Cheers.
Having spoke at length about him on the way down and whether he'd win in a caber toss competition between Alan, Joe Hill and myself, we did catch up with Max Comley once he'd successfully trained JB Whiskey to victory. Here he is.
I'm here with friend of the podcast, Classic Comley, which if you've heard the chat earlier in the pod, you'll understand he's a big lad. And Max, you must be delighted. You just won the Weight for Age Maiden here at Badbury Rings with JB Whiskey. Tell us a bit about the horse. He's run previously, hasn't he? But you found a bit of improvement in him.
Yeah, so he ran him the back end of last season, probably at courses and ground that wasn't ideal for him. He had a good summer holiday and we knew he'd probably come out a better horse this year, on slightly better ground. And so we've had this race in mind for quite a while. And no, it's good he's come out here and got the job done.
I've just seen a very delighted owner walking back to the lorry, so I can imagine he's backed it. You must have known he was doing the right things at home.
Yeah, definitely. He's been working the house down, and yeah, the owner's been very happy with him. We've been very happy with him, and everyone that's ridden him has been delighted. So yeah, very happy.
A little birdie tells me you've got about 30 horses in at the moment, somewhere in the Cotswolds. You tell us how people can get involved. Presumably, you need some owners.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've got 30 horses, most are own, but we still have a few for sale that we balance back through the summer. We've got plenty of syndicates for people to get involved in. And yeah, we've just sort of grown by, we had about 20-ish in last season, we've got 30 this year, taking on more boxes. And no, hopefully we can get plenty more results on the board and keep growing, keep moving in the right direction and be great to get more people involved.
Well, as you can see, Marathon Max doesn't just train marathon winners, he can train all sorts. So if you're looking to get involved in pointing, as many of you are, get in touch with Max and I'm sure he can find a horse that's right for you. Max, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
So we are joined now by Redmills John Mathias. John, great to have you on. Thanks for coming.
Cheers, lads. Thanks for having me.
So a wise man once said to me, John, you can't make a slow horse fast by feeding it Redmills or anything for that matter. You can't make a bad horse good, let's say. But what you can do is, make sure that it's feeling well, looking well, and sort of able to perform to the best of its ability. So are we agreed on that at least?
Yeah, I'd 100% with that. I mean, as I'd regularly say anyway, the most important ingredient to trying to feed a winner is ability. And then we try and work on after that. Nutrition is a part of training, and but it's essential. So is galloping and all the other prep and all the other work that goes on behind the scenes. But yeah, if it's essentially your fuel, isn't it? So
yeah, and I mean, thank you very much to yourself and Redmills for sponsoring the podcast, and I'm sure we'll get into some more in-depth discussions with some nutritionists along the way, and maybe take some listener questions about feed in general and about your product. But I think it's when I feed Redmills, as I said before, and when the rep came around, they gave me some absolutely crazy stat about the 2022 Cheltenham and how many of the winners were fed on Redmills or something. I'm sure you've got them to hand.
Yeah, we well drilled on them. It was 76% of all the graded winners at Cheltenham, which is huge. And for a long time it was sort of people going, oh well, Willie Mullins had a fantastic year and ran away with 2 days of the festival and whatever. But last year it was spread across such a variety of different trainers, from Bradley Gibbs winning the Fox Hunters, all the way up to the grade ones. It was great. And and it didn't just stop with a fantastic Cheltenham start or stop with fantastic Cheltenham. Throughout the whole year, our customers did us proud, and you know, they went well. Like, we had 76% of all the graded winners throughout the whole season. So it wasn't just 76% of Cheltenham; it was 76% of the whole winners. So the whole of the graded races from the start of the season to the end. So,
Wow.
And just managed to finally put it up. We also, like, it was 64% of all prize money at Cheltenham. So for one feed company to do that, it was great, you know. And thankfully it's been leading feed company for several years now. So hopefully people stop thinking it's a fluke, and there might be a common thread. But yeah, like I said before, there's huge amounts of hard work. Like, it's not just feed that wins races. It's all it does is help.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we'd agree with that. And you seem to know Sam when we spoke to you in the car the other day. So you've obviously had the misfortune of meeting him before. I imagine that's through pointing. So your background's in pointing, right?
To be fair, we jumped out of a plane together. So when you take that into account, we'll
quite close.
Yes, this boy.
Yeah. And to be fair, weight versus gravity, like, we were accelerating fast, weren't we, to be fair?
Yeah, I don't know who made it down first, to be honest. It wasn't much between us.
Sure, we're overweight on the scales. We're overweight in the plane too.
Yeah, we'd be quicker down now as well, I reckon.
Be in some rush, lad.
So you still train a couple of pointers, I believe, John.
So yeah, we had a couple in last year. One was a disaster who went wrong at Easter.
I thought that was his name.
Yeah, that's a good name, that.
No. I mean, if it was, he'd have lived up to it. We struggled with him last year, and we didn't have a lot of luck. We had another great horse. He's actually retired now, but we'll Hit the Road Jack, who won us 7 over the last couple of years, and so we've got two fresh ones for this year. The land speed record safe, judging by what we see at home, but we'll line up, and we'll have a go.
Well, that's what it's about, isn't it? Like, Sam said on I don't know if you know, but Sam was on the Nick Look Daily earlier, John, and he said on there that it's not just about these snazzy 4-year-olds coming out and walloping a few and going off to the sales. That, it's about everyone having a go and having fun with the stock they've got, isn't it? And yeah, good on you. Good luck for the season.
And of course, it's like, a couple of horses, they're syndicate owned. We have a laugh and we have a bit of fun. Win, lose or draw, we'll have a go at it. Like some people they have their targets from March to March in Cheltenham. Like, lid step on Easter Monday. That's our Gold Cup.
Yeah.
If we can land the members or win any race of any stage or any standard, then we'd party hard enough. Like, you do well to keep up. So we try hard anyway.
That's a fact.
I tried to keep up with Sam on Sunday, and that didn't end well. So yeah, I can well imagine you Welsh lads take some keeping up with. Old
Sammy's got plenty of form in the book now. We won't be overlooking him. He comes with a squiggle.
Well, John, it's great to have you on, and I'm sure we'll have you on again at some point in this season. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and again, thanks for the sponsorship.
No, we're happy to be supporting Pointing and you guys as well. So best of luck, and see you shortly.
So Ben, we managed to get a special guest on this week, something that I did try and make you aware of last week, but you've been surprised, you've been shocked, and who did you manage to speak to this week?
The actual Sean Bowen.
You guys, you couldn't write it, could you?
No, you couldn't. What a week we've had, Sam. We've had a day trip to Dorset. You've been on the Nick Look Daily, and I've been chatting to Sean Bowen.
Sean Bowen, thanks so much for agreeing to come on this little podcast of ours. Sean, can you tell us about how you got started in racing and a little bit about your point-to-point career, please?
Yeah, so I always obviously grew up around racing with mum and dad training racehorses, and then started pony racing and obviously loved that, and then went on to pointing. And then pointing was obviously very successful for me and sort of taught me a lot. My brother just started training pointers and was very lucky that he was quite successful in that as well. He trained plenty of winners. I rode plenty of winners for David Brace as well. So I had two sort of very good yards and sort of gave me a lot of very good experience and invaluable really. And wouldn't have wanted to sort of go straight into riding as a professional without the pointing, all that experience, sort of jumping and riding a race. And yeah, look, it was a great experience, and I think something that sort of most people need going into when they want to be conditional.
And how important do you think pointing is potentially for young jockeys in terms of gaining some experience?
Yeah, pointing is obviously an invaluable experience, really. I actually find it a bit mad these days that jockeys just sort of turn professional straight away without any sort of pointing experience. It's such a good way of gaining that experience, jumping fences, riding a race, and probably just not being on camera all the time, everyone watching you. So, yeah, it's invaluable, really.
From where I'm stood, it looks like you're having a cracking season, and surely you must be dreaming that this might be the time that you become the champion jockey. How are you feeling about all that?
Yeah, this season's gone like amazingly. Last season obviously went very well, and I was sort of challenging throughout the summer and sort of the winter months, but never quite got to the point of where I needed to be. Whereas this season now, I've put myself in sort of a good position. Really had a great summer and carried on so far. Obviously ride for some great yards. Ollie Murphy's horses are flying, which is a massive help. He's got plenty of horses to run and hopefully plenty of winners. So yeah, look, hopefully I'm in a good position this year. It's something I've wanted to do since I was a child, and obviously you dream of them things but never really think it can happen until you're in a position. And hopefully now I'm in the right position and can give it a good go.
And finally, Sean, I see you jocked up at the weekend on plenty of rides, not least at Cheltenham on both Friday and Sunday. Is there any rides you're looking forward to in particular?
Yeah, so rides on the weekend. Looks like I'll be at Cheltenham on Friday and Sunday. Back on the lash. There's obviously going back for the cross country, and he loves it round there. So hoping that'll sort of bring a bit of spark back into him after a bit of a laboured effort at Exeter last time. And then hopefully a few nice youngsters of Ollie's then on Saturday to Toxter. And then Sunday, I think I'll be going to Cheltenham, riding a Great Wood on Go Dante. Like to think he'll have a nice chance. He's a lovely horse, probably well handicapped. Whether it's in a race like that or not, I'm not sure, but he should have a nice chance. And then I ride a horse for Gary Hanmer in the bumper called Manala Rescue. He's won his last two bumpers quite impressively, so he'll be another one to look forward. And then obviously plenty of other rides, but they're the ones I can sort of stand out at the minute.
So down at Badbury Rings, we caught up with the new chairman of the PPORA, Charlie Poste. It was great to catch up with him. He had a run in the first, but we managed to have a couple of words with him after. And here's Ben chatting to him now.
So I'm joined by the new chairman of the PPORA, Charlie Poste. Charlie, I doff my cap. Congratulations on the role, and well done for taking it on. Look, the PPORA has been around for ages. For anyone who's just watching, the podcast, getting into pointing, can you just very briefly explain its role?
I mean, the Point-to-Point Owners and Riders Association, in theory, is there to represent their members, and try and canvass opinion and get across the thoughts of the entity of what they would like to see in the sport, and sort of represent them in any problems that they might have during the running the season or anything really to do with the issues that they might have trying to be involved in this great sport.
Yeah, and you've always been very approachable, at least from my point of view, and I'm sure lots of other people feel that they can come to you in the sport and talk to you. Presumably part of your role is just going to be getting amongst the members and making sure that they can be heard.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing, as in the world we live in now, communication is key. And I think trying to sort of reconnect with the members and, try and speak to them more and open up the lines of communication more so that we're hearing their views and through the PPORA, trying to, like I say, implement change and see what it is that they would like to see happening with the sport as we move forward.
Great. Well, we wish you all the best, and we'll no doubt catch up with you soon. Have you got any runners here today?
We had one in the first.
Oh, of course. How did you get on?
Horse Outback that I put off as I thought might be a horse to follow. His work has been very good, but I think looking at him today, Ben, he's just one of those horses with a massive hole in him, and they can do it all in the morning, but it doesn't come together in the afternoon. And there's something that we're missing, but I don't know if we're ever going to find it. And you know, from all of us within the sport, I think it's great that you at Pointing Pointers are sponsoring pacemakers for the young horse maidens.
Well,
I mean,
this is it.
Blinkers on, Chief Opera out in front, circuit to go. Guy moves over and waves them on.
As a podcast, we're here to help, and we looked at the lineup. You know, all the key players are there with flashy 4-year-olds, and we thought what they need is something to give them a lead. So, you know, much obliged. Charlie, it's great to have you on, and we'll see you again soon, no doubt.
Cheers, mate.
And now, much to Ben's delight, finally he managed to catch up and meet his maybe idol and Mike Drown's idol, Will Biddick. We had a chat with him about his season ahead and the all exciting Pendle partnership.
I'm here with Will Biddick. It's a pleasure to meet Mike Drown's idol. Thanks for coming on at the end of last season. We'll make sure we have a decent episode with you this time around. But I just wanted to talk to you about something that I've seen pop up on social media, the Pendle partnership. Can you tell us a bit more?
Yeah, so it's in 2021 when we won the Fox Hunters with Paul at Bay at Cheltenham. Whilst receiving the trophy, I get an email from a man called Rupert Swallow. I was written off for the weekend, so the following week got back to him, and he wanted to get in touch with owning a racehorse. He loves what he's just seen on TV, and can we get in touch? So we met up, and now we're in 23, and he's now bought 5 horses, all his stores, and the idea is to buy them as stores. I produce them, break them in, and get them to the point. We see how good they are, and then you find their level, and then we syndicate them out. So the first two are the first 2 horses he bought. They're going to be the launch of the syndicate, which we've just launched now. So one's going to be in training with Paul Nicholls. He's going to run in a novice hurdle on the 23rd of November at Wincanton. And the second horse, Regatta de Blanc, we're going to run at Lark Hill on the 26th of November.
Nice.
So they both won their maidens. Regatta won a restricted second time out. So it's really, really exciting young horses.
See how far they can go under rules.
That's it, yeah.
So how do people get involved for?
Well, it's targeted at 21 to 40-year-old.
Aha.
So you're just in. I'm glad that we've just you have just bought a share, so that's great.
So Sam behind the camera.
Yeah, Sam, you're in as well.
Just yeah.
It's a fun crowd, like-minded people that we want to target and have a really good, fun time and enjoy the ride. We've done the hard work. We've sourced horses. We've trained them. We've got them to a level. Found out how good they are. Now you get involved.
Yeah,
and like I say, enjoy the ride.
Yeah, sounds brilliant. And just to recap, if you want to get involved in that, you just go on socials, at Pendle Partnership, something like that.
PendlePartnership.com, and it's all there on the website. And then it's 3 steps, quick to do it, and £75 for the year. And it's 2 horses. One's National Hunt with Paul Nicholls, and one is Pointing with me, which we're starting at Lark Hill. And the target this year is to go to the evening meeting at Cheltenham in May.
Amazing. So something for everyone there. I know which one I'd rather do. He says, standing, getting wet somewhere in Dorset. We did a poll on Twitter this week. The general public think you're going to win the men's championship again. You've already told me off air for asking you, so it's far too early in the season, but presumably you are going to give it a shot.
Well, I'm third in the betting. But yeah, I'm still riding to ride as many as I can and be competitive. So I'm certainly not here to make up the numbers. I've had one ride today for Chris that narrowly got beat by a nice little for Bradley Gibbs. But the championship doesn't even enter my head until Easter onwards, say. But for me as a rider, it's all about getting as many rides as I can. We've got 17 pointers that we're about to run. We started 2 weeks. Chris has just started today, but it's still early in the season.
Yeah, sure.
But like I say, if I can fill up my card in the Southwest and I keep tipping away and do what I did last year, won't be too far wrong.
Nice, fair enough. We are going to see you up north. You're going to come for a ride at Tranwell.
Tranwell, is that it? Where's
exactly?
How far off is that?
Very, very far up. Yeah.
So Sam, that brings to close a pretty hectic but fun episode 2. Is there anything you want to touch on before we finish?
No, it was great to speak to John. Nice to have a catch up. I actually forgot I jumped out of a plane with him, to be honest. That slipped my mind. I try and remember things that I don't enjoy through life, and that was one of them. It was horrendous. We did that years ago. There's about 14 of us jumped out of a plane for IGF. So, no, that was really good fun. No, just racing this weekend. Obviously, great to see. Going at the minute, it's good to soft. I saw a lot of rain expected tomorrow morning, so hopefully they can keep going. Keep the meeting on, and then obviously on the 26th, Lark Hill, back to Lark Hill. I'm sure it'll be cold down there, but I'm sure the ground will be lovely, and there'll be plenty of nice prospects to go out there. So might try and get down there actually on the 26th myself.
Good idea. I'll have a look in the diary. Yeah, well, there's plenty to look forward to, I think it's safe to say. And on that note, we will see you in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks for watching. This has been Pointing Pointers, and we'll see you again soon. You're listening to Pointing Pointers, the Point to Point podcast.